Welcome everybody. Today we get to do something fun using analogous colors. Now analogous colors are colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. Analogous means near. You would have near colors like blue, purple, and green. You have blue in the middle and green on one side and purple on the other. Those would be analogous colors. Let's get started on some analogous color art. First, get a piece of paper. We are going to use a Sharpie today at the beginning, a pencil and an eraser, of course, as always. And we're going to go ahead and get some oil pastels out to use. Now that you have all your supplies, you are going to get your name, put on the back of your piece of paper with your pencil, turn that paper over, and you're ready to begin. We are going to start with some simple shapes today. I'm going to pick a heart, and you are going to put as many hearts as you can on the page. We do not want to overlap our hearts, but we do want to keep them simple. Draw with a Sharpie. Don't worry about drawing with a pencil first. Just make these fun. Make them fun. Make them yours. You can go small like I begin with, and then you can go really large. It's up to you how you put the shapes on. Now I am doing hearts today. You can do whatever shapes you want. Later in the video, we are going to do some stars and just some circles. Anything simple will work. Something that you're confident making. We don't want this to be stressful. We don't want this to worry you about getting it right. So just pick a shape that you like. Once you're done with that, you are now going to put patterns inside your simple designs. I'm going to do polka dots, some stripes, some different lines, zigzags, whatever you want. Again, make it fun, make it yours. Once all those patterns and designs are how you want them, good job. Remember, you don't have to put a pattern on every shape. You can leave some blank. I love to leave some blank. Make sure some of your Sharpie lines are thick, some are thin. That adds a lot of interest and dimension in your artwork. And now we're ready to put some oil pastels on here. Now we are adding our analogous colors in oil pastel. The oil pastels we are using are going to be yellow, orange, red, and purple. Now traditional analogous colors only have 3, and for the markers at the end of this video I will only use 3 of the analogous colors I picked. But for oil pastels, yellow shows up so well in this assignment, I wanted to add it. So the 4 analogous colors I'm using are yellow, orange, red, and purple. Again, traditional analogous colors have only 3, but today Miss Thrift is using 4. Here we are. I'm done coloring in the analogous colors of the color wheel. At this point, your piece can be done. It looks amazing. I love all these different colors and shapes. I left one of my hearts blank. You can leave as many as you want, but I think this looks really fun just how it is. If you want to add some watercolor to it, this is how we're going to do it. Not with real watercolor. We're going to use just Crayola markers and a spray bottle and a plastic bag. So at this point, if you want to do that with me, get a spray bottle, a plastic bag, and some Crayola markers. Now here I do stick to my analogous colors. I'm going to stick to my red and my purple and my orange. I'm simply going to color. Now for this one, Miss Thrift does not care if it is colored in really, really carefully or if we just scribble around on the page. The lighter the marker, the less dark your color will be when you are finished. We are coloring in with our markers. We are not worrying about how carefully we're coloring, we're just scribbling them in. But you can see my purple is very light, but it'll be amazing how much purple will still be on there. If your purple is a lot darker, then you're going to have a lot darker purple than you'll see on my video. But orange, red, and purple are analogous colors. They're next to each other on the color wheel, and so that's what we are using. And here we go. You can see some lighter spots and some darker spots. As you add water to it, you will see the difference. Now, I am not going to drench this with my spray bottle. I am simply going to spray lightly over it. Miss Thrift likes to see, I like to see the streaks of the markers. I like to have a lot more white on my background than all ink. Now, here in a minute, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you add a lot of water to it. But right now, I've put just enough. You can still see the little streaks of the marker. When you draw it with the paper underneath it, it will stick like it just did for me. But you just carefully take it off, and then you're going to lay it right on top of that plastic. Let it soak in, gently pat it. If you're using thin paper like I am, I'm using regular copy paper, it will be very fragile. But because I didn't put a lot of water on my plastic bag, then it is okay to just use it just as it is. The sides hang off the side of the plastic bag so they don't get very wet. When I lift it, you'll see, move that bag out of the way, all the different patterns and designs and textures that the different markers make on your page. You can see the purple, even though you couldn't see it on the bag very well, shows up, and the red and the orange. I think this looks quite lovely. Now, in order to see what it looks like if I add a lot of water to it. So here I'm adding a lot of orange around the edges. I'm still using my 3 analogous colors, my orange and my red and my purple. Now you can use analogous colors that are not orange, red, and purple. Those are just the ones I chose. You can choose blue, purple, and red. You can choose yellow, orange, and red. You could even put green in there and do green and blue and then purple. Those are great analogous colors, but it's the 3 colors that are next to each other or near each other on the color wheel. And so now that I'm done coloring, now we're going to take our spray bottle and we are going to add a lot of water. Enough water not to make it all fall off and make a big puddle, but enough water to make it where you cannot see the streaks of the markers. So now I start spraying, but see, you can see those streaks right here. We don't want those streaks. Spray, 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 spray. Go all the way around until you don't see any streaks left. Okay, see, I still have streaks at the bottom. There I go. Now there are no streaks left that I can see, so it is ready to go. I'm going to take my paper, which I've put a different pattern. You don't have to use hearts. You can use any simple design you want. Because there's so much water, you may want to use a cardboard color catcher or anything that absorbs water well. I'm going to take my paper, and because I want to fill the entire paper this time and not leave edges, I'm going to have that top corner right there on the edge. Press down just like before. You start to see the design come through because there's so much water. Now when I pick it up, it's a little awkward, but I'm going to pick it up and there will be water left on my plastic bag. Because there's water left on my plastic bag, the bottom part that doesn't have any ink on it yet, I can lay that down on the plastic bag. Let's see if I can get it. Here we go. There's a puddle of water right there. I'm going to lay it down right on it. It's got ink in it, and push that down. Give it 1 second and you'll see the water soak through. There it goes. because the water makes the paper so fragile, we're going to gently lay it onto the cardboard, fold my plastic bag up, put it to the side, and then you can see the difference in the papers. This one, the ink is much more blended together, so the more water you use, the more. You can also see these stars. I've done the same way. I left the edges of these white like I did my hearts, but this ink is a little bit darker than the one before. So we have the circles, the stars with a lot of water on our ink, and then we have the hearts with not a lot of water. Guys, this has been so fun today. This is a great assignment to make it fun and make it yours. You have a wonderful day. Bye.